A 2-year-old boy screams in the night. The plane is on fire. It's burning. I can't get out. He names people he's never met, draws maps of a battlefield buried for 60 years, and one night, he speaks in an adult's voice. Don't let the fire burn my body again, please. That boy's name is James, but inside may live a pilot who died in 1945. If death doesn't erase memory, how many of us have died without even knowing?
Welcome to THN Mystery. This is not a place for the curious. This is a place for those who need to know. Even if knowing means you'll never sleep again. We don't make things up. We retell what has already happened. Forgotten cases, shadows in history, and things that were never meant to be spoken of. If you believe in reason, prepare to let it go. If this is exactly what you've been looking for, then you're in the right place. Like and subscribe to the channel, and join us as we step into another chapter of darkness. Now turn off the lights and enjoy. The Phantom File in the Blue Sky. Part 1. Blazing Dreams. Night. A scream tears through a small bedroom in Lafayette, Louisiana. A 2-year-old boy thrashes in panic. The plane is on fire. It's burning. I can't get out. James Leininger, a child, born in a peaceful era, could not possibly know words like Corsair or Iwo Jima. Yet night after night, he relived a moment of violent death, as if he had truly died once before. His mother, Andrea, could only cradle him, trying to soothe. His father, Bruce, a man devoted to logic, began to record every detail. What he discovered would steal sleep from him forever. Some nights, James didn't just scream. He spoke in an adult's voice, repeating names, codes, and dates. One night, under a pale moon, Andrea heard knocking on the bedroom door at 3 a.m. When she opened it, no one was there. But James was sitting up, eyes wide open, murmuring, "Don't let the fire burn my body again. Please." Parts 2. Fragments of Memory. James started speaking of someone named Jack Larson, of the ship Natoma Bay, and a type of aircraft called Corsair. The words were disjointed, but James's eyes held a chilling conviction, like a war veteran, recounting his final hours. One day, flipping through an old book on WWII aviation, James pointed to a photo and said, "That's me. That was me before. James Huston." Bruce scoffed, and then froze. The name was real. Lieutenant James M. Huston, Jr., a pilot declared MIA during the U.S. assault on Iwo Jima in 1945. He was shot down while flying a Corsair. His body was never recovered. Bruce launched an investigation. He contacted veterans who had served on the Natoma Bay. They confirmed Jack Larson was real. Every detail James had uttered, from where the plane was hit to how it crashed, was accurate. One night, Bruce dreamt he was standing aboard an old battleship, surrounded by smoke. A voice whispered in his ear, "That boy is not your son, he is me, and I am not yet at peace." Part 3. Clues Beyond the Veil. James didn't just remember, he felt. Once, when his mother bought him a toy plane, he frowned. "You put the bombs on wrong. Corsairs don't carry bombs under the wings. They go under the belly." He drew the aircraft complete with military markings. He spoke with a steady tone, without hesitation. When a family friend asked, "How do you know all this?" James replied. "I don't know. I just remember." One night, Bruce caught James whispering an old Japanese funeral song. No one in the house had ever taught him. Research revealed it was a 1940s military lament, played during cremations of fallen soldiers. The family's emotional fabric began to fray. Andrea started to believe her son carried memories from a past life. Bruce, once a skeptic of reincarnation, now quietly documented every word, as if afraid the memories would vanish. Part 4. Encounter with a Ghost. The Leiningers flew to a Natoma Bay veterans reunion. When James, just 4 years old, walked in, an elderly man suddenly stood up. My God, that look, like Huston came back. James approached a model of the aircraft carrier, stared intently, and pointed to where his plane had taken off and crashed. No one in the room could argue. An eerie silence filled the air. A senior veteran touched James's shoulder and collapsed. Hours later, he awoke, trembling. I saw Huston, but his face was charred, eyes hollow. He whispered, "Find my body. I'm still there." A month later, during dinner, James quietly said, "James Huston completed his mission. I don't need to remember anymore." And then, the nightmares stopped. But that night, Andrea heard the unmistakable drone of a fighter, plane in the sky lasting minutes, though the night outside was dead still. Part 5. The door never closed. I've studied over 70 cases of reincarnation, but this one reeks of an unresolved case, not merely spiritual. It feels like someone was ripped from death's grip, unable to find their way back. A soul trapped above the Pacific sky, waiting for a voice to speak again through a new vessel. James is now grown. He remembers little, but his eyes, still the same. Sometimes he stares at the sky, long, deep, searching, and when asked if he believes in past lives, he simply smiles. I don't believe. I know. We might ask, can the trauma of death etch itself into a soul? Is space-time merely a fragile curtain? How many of us walk this earth, unaware that we've died before? And if souls do return, are they all here for good? The file is closed, but the case, perhaps, is not. You've just heard a true story, or at least a piece of the truth, but what you just heard might still be happening somewhere out there. This is THN Mystery, where every shadow leaves a trace. Let us know your thoughts on the story, or tell us what you want to hear next. See you again, if you still dare to return.